I love the saxophone. I always have. It's so unafraid of being present. To get better, they have to practice allowing nothing to obstruct the air. It's the same color. So much smaller. How can a truth be told? How can a secret be spoken? Whisper it to a beloved on the pillow, liberate it bit by bit to a therapist, make a formal statement to the Child Protection Unit, type out a letter to the county council, visit a school, or take a tip from an ancient Greek barber. King Midas always wore a turban, never seen without it. Why? Only his barber knew the truth. And when the barber could bear it no longer, he dug a hole down by the river, and he whispered the secret into it. He said it over and over, and the relief of telling the truth was extraordinary. So he filled in the hole, hoping to cover up the secret forever. But the reeds grew and grew. And if you go down to the river, you can still hear the reeds whispering the secret of the turban. Midas has ass's ears. Midas has ass's ears. The truth will out. And in the Greek theatre, Oedipus finally understands the truth about himself, that unknowing he has killed his father and married his mother. Oedipus sees and blinds himself. The Greeks call this irony. Knowing nothing of irony, the theatre director gets his first model theatre when he is 7 years old. Oh, my princess, I will be true to you forever and ever, and I to you, Aladdin, and my wicked uncle Abanazar will not hurt us ever again. Never, Aladdin. We will honeymoon in a land of sequins and spangles. We will fly there on a magic carpet, and we will live happily. The director learns early about idealized love, about pretending, about hiding secrets behind the curtain. Everything I say is true. Much of it is no longer true now. I am a survivor, a thriver even. But it was true then. Then cannot be now. I'm 66. But sometimes, just sometimes, now can still be then. I am 9. I am 19, 29, 39, 49. I would like to be only now. But first, I am a teacher in a state primary school in the 1960s. My name is David Moorby. It's an exciting time for education. All this new child-centered stuff means the children's individuality and creativity are every bit as important as the good old 11+. I hope I am a good teacher. I'm passionate about my work. I'm passionate about 3 things. First, handwriting. I have beautiful handwriting. There are examples of it all round the classroom. The nature study table, and on the wall, the Kent orchards, the day the war was over, the orchestra, woodwind and brass. I teach my pupils to write beautifully. This girl in her crisp little skirt and blouse is outstanding. Shirley White, bring me your paper. Closer, closer. Show me how you form the letters. Look, they are perfect. You are a princess of handwriting. You are using a pencil, but I will show you my fountain pen. It has an italic nib. I will use it to write your name under the little shield on the wall at the back of the class, marked first, best, top of the class. You are so clever, and the pen is beautiful. The second thing I'm passionate about is reading aloud. This is so important. It gives a child confidence and expression. I pick a boy and I ask him to stand beside me behind the desk and to read aloud to the whole class. This boy, in his crisp little shirt and shorts, is 9 years old. Come away, Jim Hawkins. Come and have a yarn with Long John Silver. None more welcome than yourself, my lad. Meet Captain Flint. I call my parrot Captain Flint after the bold pirate buccaneer. Good, very good. You read with real feeling. I will write your name under the little shield on the wall. First, best, top of the class. Your mother will be so proud of you. I am proud of you. And I am proud of the boy who stands beside me behind the desk. It's a good position. With one hand, I can hold the edge of the book. And with the other hand, the third thing I am passionate about is the love I feel for this child. As he reads, I show it with my fingers on his flesh. 15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. Pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8, pieces of 8. I watch the other children watching me, but they don't see. They don't see what he's doing behind the desk with his hand. Why do they never see? And then the walk back to my place. Walk, don't hurry. Sit with the soreness in between my legs. Don't catch an eye. No one must know. No one must ever know. But how is it they never see? Playtime. The others leave, he makes me stay time alone with him to help tidy up the nature study table or to change the pictures on the wall. Bring me the pictures of the Kent orchards. Bring them close to me. Closer. Closer. Just tickling. But his grasp betrays the lie. Outside the playground squeals its playground fears. He splays the me child, flesh against his thigh, manoeuvres that will shame shudder down my years. Thank you. He thanks me. Knowing no one knows nor must, I tiptoe, flee, pretend to play, then work, smile, work, and up the goody goes, top of the class to tea time shine the day. The teacher tends his purpose, nothing shows. Uncrease the child, use, reuse, toss away. And now the long walk, don't run, down the corridor to join the other children in the playground. The other children who know nothing, who must never know anything ever. How can I possibly join them? How can I ever belong to anything? The day the war was over, the streets of London were filled with ice cream and balloons. And in New York, they say the crowds danced in a cloud of ticker tape, as though happiness had been rationed. They had reason to be happy. But on a remote island in the Philippines, a Japanese intelligence officer, Hiro Onoda, didn't know it was all over, that the war was finished, that he was safe. And he stayed on guard at his post, high in the forest on the mountain, for 29 years, on constant lookout for an enemy that no longer existed. Rosé is such a good wine for grooming. The mother, not the child. Parental grooming can be so useful. A little flattery at the school gate and I'm invited home for tea. There is ham salad with pineapple rings and the wine, pink, rather sweet, like a party. I flirt with the mother a little while the boy flits between us, flirting and flitting. And always the tantalizing possibility he might come close enough for a quick grope. No, not a grope, too vulgar, just a stroke, a skimming of my hand along his arm or his delicious leg. No sign of the father, but the mother, a tender, thoughtful woman. She's a teacher at a different school, and she is responding in exactly the way I need. The perfect parent, delighted with the perfect teacher of her son, the chosen one. Tomorrow, I will send her a thank you note in the most beautiful handwriting. It is so easy. At playtime, when I am alone with him, I don't even bother to lock the door. Sometimes I hit my head on the underside of the table. He pushes my head under the table. The grain of the wood is like treasure maps. And once, in the middle, another teacher came in and he saw, I know he saw, but he didn't say anything. He just asked a question about the teacher's cricket match and went away. Why does nobody ever say anything? And then one afternoon at the end of school, shortly after my birthday, he asks me to go with him to his flat. And this is the moment everyone's stomach punctures. And I think, why am I doing this? Why? Telling the truth, the secret, is it needed? There must be something else I could do to please you, a task to atone for my badness. Look, why don't I buy you a drink? Or I could drive you home, it doesn't matter how far. I could make you some supper, something delicious. I'll tidy up afterwards. I'll do the washing up. I'll wash the kitchen. I'll wash the floor. Would you like me to polish your shoes? Would you like me to suck your... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. In 1846, the young Belgian Adolphe Sax exhibited 7 different saxophones, The sopranino, the soprano, the alto, the tenor, the baritone, the bass, and the contrabass. Defending those inventions bankrupted him, but it didn't stop him. Where were we? Oh yes, the flat. I'm sorry. The flat is the ground floor of a small Victorian house, quite close to the school. Come along. I'm not going to hurt you. I just want to show you something. Torn between fleeing and pleasing, but the teacher is always right. You want to be top of the class, don't you? The entrance to the flat is down a side alleyway. The gate clangs behind us. And what did he do there? What did he do? Did he rape me or only interfere with me? Was the cricket match teacher there joking and sweating to join in? Was there a woman there who held me down? Was there a group of men? Did they put me in a car and drive me around to different addresses? Did they film me? Was there a celebrity, somebody famous, somebody off the telly, a member of parliament? Who was it? Who was it? What did they do? Oh, how they want to know. Is there a hierarchy in this kind of suffering? If so, maybe I'm pretty low. Is there rather a hierarchy in the not speaking about it afterwards? The keeping of the secret, the isolation, the not belonging. We walk down the alleyway. Bizarrely, the garden at the back of the house is piled high with furniture. We enter through a French window. The room is completely bare, but there is a strange smell. It's the glue, he says. The carpet glue. I've bought a new fitted carpet. Do you like the colour? It's called mustard yellow. How crazy lonely is an adult man who takes a 10-year-old child to see his new carpet. I wondered if you would help me bring the furniture back in from the garden. Torn between speed to get it over with and the slowness to delay whatever is to happen happening. A fireside chair, a coffee table, a standard lamp. And then, closer, come closer. I remember the pattern of little holes in the brown polished leather of his shoes. I remember the herringbone tweed of his trousers, the viola check of his shirt, the old acne marks on his face, the greying brill cream, the brown eyes. Thank you. Enjoy your new school. You may go now. Goodbye. Goodbye. And I run, and I run, and I don't stop running for nearly 30 years. And the pain is the pain of an adult. 10 years old and chucked on the scrap heap, rejected for a younger model. Can it be that I wanted what I hated? Can the removal of abuse itself be abusive? Of course, I run home, past my mother, generously creative in the kitchen, past my father, wildly creative at the drinks cabinet, and I run to my model theatre. I push the cardboard figures out onto the cardboard stage, but I cannot think of anything to make them say. The Japanese intelligence officer was silent, almost, for nearly 30 years. He and his companion, hiding in the forest, taking turns to sleep or stand lookout. High on the mountain above the sea, they hardly spoke. Later, when I am older, the Eagle Annual tells me what I should do. Tips for spies. You pour the treacle over the surface of the glass. Then you spread a sheet of brown paper across it. You break the glass through the paper and look, all the shattered bits stick. I pull the paper away, I put my hand through the window, and in a moment I am into his kitchen. I ransack that flat, but there's nothing. Only on the fridge, a note from a hospital. I take the largest knife I can find from his kitchen drawer, and I cycle to the hospital. And he's there. And as luck would have it, he's in a private room, and I stab, and I stab, and the blood gushes upwards and hits the ceiling and runs down the walls, and he is screaming. Only, of course, there is no blood, and there is no bed, and he's not screaming. If anything, he's probably smirking. All right, you stupid twit. Is that your silly revenge fantasy? Well, fuck fantasies. How dare you even think of breaking into my house to find proof against me? I noticed you. You were a clever little boy, and I saw that. I praised you. I made you top of the class. I gave you special treatment. I looked after you. Can't you see I loved you? And you were so sexy. I don't get it. I just don't get it. If he found me so beautiful, why do I feel so ugly? For by some insidious psychological mechanism, the bad done to me becomes the bad in me, becomes the bad is me. I am bad. I am flawed, defective. I am not a proper person, certainly not a proper man. I am an aberration. I am a filthy, disgusting queer. Most of the time I feel like a freak. I feel like a freak mostly. At the university, I always carry a newspaper to hide my face in the street. And on the underground, when everyone gets off at Oxford Circus, I know it's because they cannot stand to be in my presence. How can you bear to watch me? To plant in a child the sense of self-badness, to take from a child the capacity to trust anyone, anything, any good experience, to block the absorption of good experience, living beside my life, not in my life, unable to belong to my own self. For some people, simply being can be difficult. What were your consolations, Anoda? What did you do to feel good when you couldn't feel good? Staring all day at the sea? Have a cliché. Never take sweets from strangers. Temazepam, citalopram, Prozac. Or maybe a little cocktail, huh? Suicide comes at the end of the words, when talking the talk can no longer heal a life. Maybe not. The sea can console a little, holding and healing like a lover. There were no lovers. I was a complete non-starter as a sex addict. The HIV crisis, the body shame. I couldn't get through the door of a gay bar, never mind score. But there was a survival strategy. It was there all along. And here it is. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of, oh, how I love it in the theatre, the creation and control of fiction, the being somebody else. Darling, you were wonderful. Darling, you were interesting. But the award goes to, clap you bastards, and Oedipus perceives his history and cries aloud, at last I see, and gouges out his eyes. So we don't have to. The actors do it for us. We are safe. Yes, always the tantalizing possibility of true emotional catharsis through creative expression. Oh, how I armor plate myself with words. The adult tries so hard to achieve, to be acceptable, to forget. But the child always remembers. I will protect you. You will take no risks. If you try to get close to anyone, I will stop you. I will terrorize you for years and years and years and years and... It was the psychologist Molly Brown who first made the link between the Japanese loyal soldiers and the loyal defending soldiers in our minds. 29 years of unnecessary defending. He must have been knackered. I know. Sometimes the morning's numb, the sea congeals, and grief hangs round my head like gulls. Grief for what might have been. It is shame wreathes those mornings like the thickest mist. And so I run, and lose things, any distraction. I can't even find my car keys. Oh, here they are in my pocket. And that is the sound of a turning point, a little turning point. The morning drive, the T-junction, the unexpected pause, and I spew out a cry, a smarting cry, meaningless and unmeant, and yet a truth. I am. I rightly am. Brothers, sisters, open your gullets wide, that truth may howl like stars. Stars! There is Jupiter. But, Signor Galileo, can a man change his view of the universe so completely? Can a man change his view of himself so completely? Can I? Can I? Stick with the truth. The howling truth. To the Director of Education, County Council, County Offices, County Hall, County Town, Home County. Dear Madam Director of Education, your dismissive and cynical reply to my report of historical sexual abuse. You say you understand my strength of feeling. I don't think you understand one iota of this subject. I have a doctorate. Why can't I write an email? What am I scared of? Hold on to your hats. Fear it is all too late. Fear of being disbelieved because it's all too much. Fear of being ridiculed because it's all too little. Fear of being thought an abuser myself. Fear of being thought a money grubber. Fear of being thought I'm jumping on a bandwagon. Fear of being weak and unmasculine. Fear they'll think it's just because I'm gay. Fear of being pathologized. Fear of being pitied. Fear of hurting my mother. Fear of boring my friends. Fear of my own self-importance. Fear of my own pettiness. Fear of the emotion even writing this provokes. Fear that if I tell you it's true, Madam Director, then it must be true. And that is almost unbearable. Fear of the shame, the overwhelming shame. So never mind handwriting, Madam Director. It's written in mile-high neon. Adult men and women do not come forward. And if they do, they come when they are ready, not to suit your bureaucratic timetable. So don't give me that. We have procedures for reporting to take place nearer the time. Crap! And just because you so conveniently say you have no records, is that supposed to mean the abuse didn't take place? There is no such logic. There is no logic. The child is taught that what is bad is good. The teacher is not a teacher. The chair is not a chair. Nothing is certain. Except what was done. And why was it done? And what does it mean? And will he ask me to read again today? Just tell me he's dead. Are you still paying him a pension? You may wish to write to teachers' pensions yourself in Darlington, but you will need to quote his national insurance number, and they may not tell you anything anyway because of data protection. Data protection. The child was not protected. She didn't even telephone the school. How dare you deny my history? Oh, how they don't want to know. And why do I vent upon her the wrath that is due to you, Mr. Teacher? Why do I protect you? Can it be I desired what I hated? If you were here now, would I kill you? Or would I kiss you? Why don't you just fuck off out of my life, would you? Just fuck off! Fuck off. And you pathetic little runt. Why don't you just fuck off too? Fuck off! What? Sorry, folks, too many fucks, sorry. Oh, just give it an X certificate. Oh, too much anger. Don't kick the child. You don't like that. Sorry, Too much anger. Problem is, with anger, I'm only scraping the surface. You know, rage that is heard transforms to mighty trees, orchards that blaze 1,000 energies, that fruit 1,000 futures, as is just the alchemy of anger into trust. Trust, that's the big one. That means me and you. The acceptance of your offered friendship, the allowing of belonging, the letting in of love. It's hard. Open my heart for me and let me in. And look, you're still watching, you're witnessing. You haven't left the train at Oxford Circus. And maybe at the end you'll tell me I'm okay, more than okay. And I will believe you, I will, I really will, I do believe you, I really do. But in the body, visceral, an imprint of that history, an imprint hyper-vigilant, an imprint hypercritical. The body knows I am bad. The Japanese government dropped thousands of leaflets telling Hiru Onoda the war was over, and he wouldn't believe. The villagers came up the mountain to tell Hiru the war's over, and he would not believe, trapped in the role of survivor. And then a young hippie student sets out up the mountain to look for the abominable snowman, the giant panda, or the lost soldier. And he finds him. And he looks across the clearing and he doesn't say, "You stupid prat, the war's been over for years." He just says, "Hey dude, how are you feeling?" And his commanding officer is sent for, and he doesn't say, "You foolish intelligence officer, you've been defending yourself wholly unnecessarily." He just salutes and relieves him of his military duties. And the lost soldier comes before the Emperor of Japan. And the Emperor doesn't say, he just embraces him and honors him for his loyal soldiership. Sometimes I think what most heals is a quality of presence, a constancy of presence and touch. A handshake, a hug, a massage, touch. The thing I most fear and most crave. And slowly, a growing respect for my own body, for its pains, its needs, its pleasures, acceptance of appetite in all its simple ordinariness. Maybe that's what anyone in any kind of trauma longs for, ordinariness. And sooner or later, much, much later, the risk of adult, consensual, loving sexuality. And in those stumbling moments of intimacy, am I supposed to forgive you? I don't think so, Mr. Teacher. But I do try to understand you. Were you a Daily Mail perverted pedo, or a Guardian complex psychological case, or just some bloke seeking love and gratification? If you were here now, Would you even remember my name? How many more were there? Some of you know. You must. Once then in the playground, I remember a little girl telling her friend, if Mr. Morby puts his hand up my skirt again, my dad says he'll come and bash him. Why couldn't I speak out? Why could I only run and run? I scour that lost opportunity. And most bizarre of all, even in the middle of the abuse itself, when I was 9 years old, I knew it was as bad for him as for me. I can think of few things worse than a sexual attraction to children. But the attraction is not the crime. The action is the crime. We need early stage prevention and intervention. We need another notice on the wall. If you feel sexually drawn to molest a child, here is the confidential telephone number to call. And as for you, you fully gunned up little child soldier, I learned to live with you. But sometimes, I wish you would just pipe down and let me lead an ordinary life. And one ordinary day, not so very long ago, I am driving along the south coast with my mother to see the Brighton Pavilion. She tells me she's been thinking about modern education. But you had wonderful teachers, didn't you, Paddy? Mr. Morby was a wonderful teacher. He taught you handwriting. Do you remember? We are passing the turn-off for Tangmere. There's a sign to the military aerodrome, and really, I have no choice. Gently, I speak to my mother the secret. She is silent for 11 miles, and then she almost whispers. You had a lot to cope with when you were little. That is all. And it is enough. But the Brighton Pavilion has a hard job working its magic. Yes, bring on the happy music. Maybe I can leave it all behind. This is what was done to me. It is not who I am. I am not the paper cutout of a man. And you want the happy ending, don't you? Everyone does. The magic carpet, the flight of sequins and spangles. Oh yes, I can fake it. We're so good at pretending recovery. It's not so easy doing it for real. The task is to learn to love and be loved without fear. The task is to learn to belong without shame. For some, it can take a lifetime. Love without fear? Don't give me that sentimental bilge. Life's not like that. I'm a primary school teacher and I know, believe me. But of course you won't believe me, will you? The teacher as monster, that's who I am. You've decided, haven't you? God, how you need your pariahs. Music, theatre, child-centred education. I encourage that. Have you read the Plowden Report? It also says children need to be taught about relationships, and that includes love. Children need to be liberated, free to love who they want to. The Greeks knew about that. The man takes the boy and instructs him in valour and in love, and it is beautiful. And of course the boy may resist a little, but there's always resistance in love, isn't there? A little horseplay. It's harmless. You're the ones harming them, with your police and your law courts and your never take sweets from strangers. I'm not a stranger. I'm their teacher, and they love me. I know they do. I'm in a perfectly valid, loving relationship with that boy, all right? So why are you looking at me like that? Look, we all feel lust. Some of you are lusting after the person in the row in front, even now. And for some of you it's a woman's legs, and for some of you it's a man's chest. Well, for me, I just don't like body hair. It repulses me. They have to be prepubescent. It's just the way I am. I was born like it. It's a perfectly natural human variant. Why are you looking at me like that? I teach a class of 32 children, and some of them I want so badly, I can't stop myself. What am I supposed to do? What can any of us do but try to understand our turbulent lives? He was my teacher, David Moorby. But leave the villain, leave the hero, join the chorus. The healing silence of your watching, and the saxophone. Adolf Sachs, the son of a furniture restorer. When he is a boy, he falls 3 stories, hits his head, coma. He drinks a glass of milk, which turns out to be acid. He breaks his arm in a carriage door. He's hit by a falling roof tile. He nearly drowns in the river. He's burned in a gunpowder accident. He's burned on a frying pan. He nearly suffocates in the varnish fumes. He swallows his mother's hat pin. Then the measles, another coma for 9 long days. The neighbours nickname him the ghost child, and his mother actually says, well, at least we don't need worry about finding him a career. But he grows up, and despite lip cancer, he persists and invents, of all the instruments in the orchestra, surely the most unafraid of being present. What is most stolen is not innocence, it's time. Time to breathe in the sound, allowing nothing to obstruct the air, allowing no one to obstruct the truth. To get better, they have to practice. I have to practice every day. I have to practice joy.